Greetings from Snake Mountain Boatworks on Thursday, July 12, 2018. All right, it's your turn to guess. What are we looking at? This stern drive would suggest that she's an early boat, certainly pre-war. I've assaulted several friends who know early boats well, and the average guess is sometime in the mid to late 30s. But no, here is the beginning of the answer. Yes, she's a Penn Yan. She's a 1951 Penn Yan, 18-foot transport utility. A boat I have never seen. The only place I could find any significant discussion of her is in Bob Speltz, volumes 3 and 6. She is now arrived at and has joined the Snake Mountain Boatworks fleet. We will be restoring her. Well, actually not so much restoring as just preserving, because this boat is just in incredibly complete and excellent physical condition. The cosmetics are, well, she's been sitting for a long time and shows it. But her strip tight hull is tight, her decks are tight. She has all the correct hardware, including the windshield, the steering wheel, the 5-panel gauge panel, the 5-instrument gauge panel, and then some really interesting seating characteristics. The helm station almost looks like a church pew. That upholstery is way wrong, but we will take care of that, and she will have pillows fabricated for each of the cockpits. And that I found particularly interesting. She's a triple cockpit, 18 feet long, and has a wonderful tumble home, very aggressive shear, she's framed in oak. Her ceilings, according to Speltz, are cedar. Her decking, covering boards, etc. are mahogany. And we have her original engine, and her power plant is a gray marine, 1951 by engine number Phantom 6112. This is the model with the dual carbs. And as you can see, she's all nicely painted. And that's because the engine's already been fully rebuilt. The transmission as well. So she'll put out about 110 horsepower, and we will keep her well lubricated, turning her over regularly between now and whenever we're ready to drop the engine into our transport's engine bay. All the original engine mounts are there. They are freshly painted as well. Well, I'm sure we'll discover all kinds of secrets once we get into the boat. But right now, she looks like she's in pretty good shape, and that for the most part, we're facing a cosmetic preservation. But under this bench seat panel, one finds her gas tank, and we'll see if we can do this without causing a us a lot of trouble, but what I found quite interesting is that her engine box and front seat are all one piece. Let's see if we can get up here. So the trick is to lift, and then you are exposed to the engine box. There is some remnants of grease and oil in the bilge. She has typical Penn Yan, almost canoe-like ribs. They're about 2 inches wide, 3/8 of an inch thick, and they are on 5-inch centers. As far as I can tell, I see no sign of any hinges, so this whole unit is just meant to be lifted out. We'll have some work to do on the rub rails. Her previous owner decided to coat all of the hardware in a cosmoline like material to protect it. What I found interesting is usually when you deal with a Penn Yan and these windshield brackets, these little stops are gone, but all three of them are still here. The wheel looks to me all the world like a wheel out of a Garwood or something like that, but it's original as well. The ceilings are complete and in excellent shape. And Speltz talks about her as being a boat that mimics a duck, in the sense that with her rear stern drive, rear engine drive, when you give her the throttle, she pops right up on plane almost immediately, pops right out of the water, gets right up on plane, and when you shut the throttle down, she just settles in place somewhat like a duck would. I'd like some help from the community, because neither her previous owner nor anything I can find explains what this fitting is on the top of her transom. Right here. It's just screwed in, it's not bolted, so it's not something that a lot of torque is visited on. She has her original stern pole base. This boat had a plated chromed metal stern pole and flag. Really nice returns at the aft end of the rub rails and the splash rail rails. So she's got an excellent bottom. I can't find but a single speck of anything that you would call rot. We do have right here an issue that we've discovered in other Penn Yans. They were just very weak right here, so we will have to strengthen. Obviously the framing here is, it looks like it was screwed into the side, and that has just failed. But while I have the aft back seat out of the boat, it's interesting to take a look at her steering. So there's no shaft log, no stuffing box. All of the drive components are out of the water all of the time. She doesn't have lifting rings in the classic sense, except that one could certainly lift by the ring at the top of the stern drive, and then there's a similar ring as a component of the nose piece. We'll just have to do some checking and make sure that this is bolted in place, not just screwed in place. But it looks like it's a single piece that wraps the bow and comes down, so it is secured both with horizontally inserted fasteners as well as vertically inserted fasteners. So there she is. Any comments, ideas, information, history would be most appreciated. Welcome to Snake Mountain Boatworks, 1951, 18-foot Penn Yan transport utility. A wonderful little inboard that the 110 horsepower Gray Marine Phantom 112 should push along. Speltz says this boat should easily achieve 38 miles an hour. We'll find out someday. Until then, thank you so much. Bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boatworks.